Tonight on Live with Cordone and Kilgore.
From Holland America, celebrity cruises, and theatrical stages across the country, vocalists Dustin and Courtney Cunningham.
Right now on Live with Cordone and Kilgore.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live with Cordone and Kilgore. Thank you for joining us. I'm Natalie Cordone.
And I'm Sean Kilgore. It is Monday, July 12th, and this is episode 21 of Live with Cordone. We're officially old enough to drink here on the Live with...
At least I am. I'll give you that.
We have a very special guest joining us tonight, Dustin and Courtney Cunningham. We can't wait to introduce you to them and see what they have in store for us.
Yeah. So welcome to all of you, whether you're listening to the audio podcast or if you're joining us live as we stream to you on the Cordone and Kilgore YouTube channel and Facebook page. So if you're joining us tonight on Facebook, please invite your friends to come along by sharing this live stream. You'll start by selecting share from the bottom left of your screen. You can see that huge arrow on the left pointing you to where you're going to share. Then hit write a post, also on the left. And finally, type a message to invite your friends to join us, and then just hit that blue post button. And if you haven't yet, make sure that you've liked our page by going to Cordone and Kilgore on Facebook and tapping the little thumbs up like button to keep up with the latest Cordone and Kilgore news. So if you're joining us on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel, which is, of course, Cordone and Kilgore. And if you're watching us live, please comment and ask questions in the chat. We always want to know that you're here, and we promise that we'll do our best to respond to as many of those posts as possible. Yeah.
Absolutely. We got some people saying hi. Hello to the mamas. The mamas. As always. Hey, Dawn. She feels like she's getting to know you now, Natalie.
Hi.
Nice. You guys will you'll have to meet in person at some point.
I can't believe you haven't.
It'll happen. You know when it will happen is Halloween. That's when it will happen. Halloween. Hey, sisters. My sisters is here. All right. Excellent. Yeah. So everybody out there watching, feel free to interact, to engage in the chat throughout. Ask questions of our guests, ask questions of us, and we're going to get to, like Natalie said, as many of those as we possibly can. So look, and my mom's going to type for my dad. So my dad says hi too.
Dad says hi. That's very good. Dad. Well, we'll take all the family members that want to join us. Always.
Wait a minute. He's supposed to be at work. What are you doing?
How dare he? Well, I'm so glad that he's taking his break to come and join us. That's fantastic.
Yeah, right. Oh, nice. So how you doing? What's going on with you?
I'm really good. It's been a great week. I got to do a gig last night. It was for a private party, so it was super fun. It was with the Orlando Jazz Orchestra, which is an amazing big band that's based here in Orlando. These guys have played all over the world. And Sean, you'll be excited to know that one of them started asking me, like, say, so where'd you come from? Like, how'd you get here, right? And I started talking about our shows, and they said, oh, what kind of shows do you do? And I said, we do a Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet show. And two of the guys went, oh, we played with Steve and Edie.
No way.
Yeah. So we got some new little tidbits for the show about some guys who played with Steve and Edie. Apparently, their band leader was, of course, bar none, best of the best, but very exacting and an interesting character to work with. So we've got some new fodder for the show, which is fun.
Excellent. I can't wait to hear more about it. That's super exciting. So what kind of stuff did you get to sing?
I got to sing a couple of so the show, like I said, was a private party. And because it was the week after the 4th of July, it was a very patriotic show. And what the person who had bought the show and the band director came up with was a trip across America. So they were all songs that had something to do with cities in America or towns or states in America. So I got to sing. Now it has only been 24 hours and they're already gone. New York State of Mind, Georgia on my mind. By the time I get to Phoenix, what am I forgetting? Oh, Do You Know the Way to San Jose? It was my favorite song I got to sing on the show, so I shouldn't have forgotten that one. And then I got to do God Bless America and This Land Is Your Land, which who knew that they were like verses that I'd never heard of in This Land Is Your Land.
I believe that. I kind of remember that from like singing it in elementary school. I remember singing it for a long period of time.
Oh,
Yeah.
My goodness. There was my verse started with, I roamed and rambled and I followed my footsteps to the start.
I've never heard these words before.
Right? Yeah, and so I figured if I messed with the words, it didn't matter because nobody knew them anyway.
Right. It's like, what did she say? What about her feet?
Have we heard this before? So anyway, so it was super fun. And I just loved singing with the band because it was a 16-piece band, tons of horns, grand piano. What more could you ask for? It was lovely.
Yeah. So Georgia on my mind. Do you know the way to San Jose? New York State of mind. You're thinking about a lot of places there. So if there are, what other songs could you have sung? We have some people saying Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland rocks. I'll take it. I love it. I love it.
That would have been a good one.
Chicago was in the show. It wasn't Ohio, but it was close.
Okay, but there's nothing for Ohio. You got nothing. No love for Ohio.
Are there Ohio songs that I'm missing? If so, I want to hear about them.
What's round on the end and high in the middle? It's Ohio.
Is that is there more of it?
No, that's all of it. That's short.
Well, then you can do that in the show next time. Just that.
All right.
I love it.
Perfect. I love it. All right, let's get to some good news. You want to share some good news with everybody?
I would love to share some good news. So straight from the Good News Network, who we love, and we hope that you find some of your news at the Good News Network. We would like to say a happy 50th birthday, if you can believe it, to former champion figure skater Christy Yamaguchi. I hope we all remember watching her. I know I do.
I do, absolutely.
What an amazing artist and an athlete. So the Californian and U.S. champion and two-time world champion became the first Asian American woman to win the gold medal in a Winter Olympic competition. She also was a pair skater who won a two-time national championship. Now, after retiring at the age of 21, how you get to retire at 21? only these incredible athletes that start when they're born, right, get to retire at 21. She went pro and toured with her skill, and she was on Dancing with the Stars season 6, what I'd totally forgotten about, and was the celebrity champion. Super cool. So
she won? She won her season? Yeah, it makes sense. It's such a strong, skating is such a strong dance background to it.
That's not really fair, right? You put these football players up against these what are essentially dancers on ice. How can they compete? They can't. They don't. Yeah. That's why they always win. So in 1996, Yamaguchi also founded the Always Dream Foundation, which is a nonprofit with a mission statement that reads, "Our greatest gift to a child is to provide them with the necessary literacy resources to increase overall academic success and life potential," which I love. She also has written a children's book, which will come back into play later in the show because our next guest next week is also a children's book writer. But she wrote a book called Dream Big, Little Pig, which I think is awesome.
And the pig's name is Harley, right?
Is the pig's, I don't know if the pig's name is Harley, but I know that the dog's name from the book from the writer from next week is named Harley.
It's a different thing you're talking about.
Different thing I'm talking about. I'm sorry. So yes,
Christy's book,
wrote Dream Big, Little Pig. If you want to go read about Dreaming Big, Little Pig, then you should go pick up Christy Yamaguchi's book. So,
and our guest next week wrote a children's book about a dog with diabetes, right? Isn't it?
Correct. Yes. Who's named Harley?
Okay. Who's named Harley? Yes.
Correct.
Perfect.
Yes. So, and one of the reasons why I was so excited by this piece of information was not only that it brought up my childhood watching all of these figure skaters, but also because one of the things we did this past week was watch I, Tonya. Have you seen it? Have you seen the movie?
I have. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. And I didn't expect to like it at all. It was on, I guess, Showtime, or it's Hulu. I think it's Hulu Plus we have with Showtime or whatever. The movie was fantastic. It was so unexpected. I can't even begin to say how unexpectedly good it was because I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, excellent.
So Margot Robbie was nominated for Best Actress and for a Golden Globe and an Academy Award. And Allison Janney won a Golden Globe and an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for I, Tonya. So if you don't,
so good. And they were.
You have to go see it. It is.
Yep, they were amazing.
Yeah. There's some pretty rough spots in it, so just be aware. It's not all happy times for sure. She had a rough life, but it's a very good movie. Anyway, so that was my piece of good news to share. That
very nice.
Movie, Christy Yamaguchi turned 50.
Yes. Awesome.
There you go. So what about you? What'd you learn?
I got a couple things. So I am drinking a little Archetype vodka drink here tonight in celebration of the Archetype episode that we did. That was episode 10. That episode is now uploaded as an IGTV video, as well as anywhere you listen to your podcast. You can listen to an audio version of those gentlemen when they joined us back then, Michael Chapyak and Wade Murphy. So super excited to get that episode back out there in some new forms and reaching to more people. But my good news story for this week, also from the Good News Network, is about a Pennsylvania mother, and she was sitting at home one day scanning through her local pet shelters, pets that were up for adoption. She was just trying to find a good companion for her two sons. And when she saw something or someone that sort of just absolutely took her breath away, because there at the shelter waiting to be adopted was a dog that she had lost 2 years prior. So they had an accident. Somebody, a reckless driver, lost control and crashed into their fence, and that's when the dog had escaped. And the woman, this woman, her name is Alicia Nieves, and she says that, of course, devastated when the dog got out and ran away. She was pregnant at the time. So she was 4 months pregnant with her second son at the time. And so she says, of course, like the emotions were like completely overwhelming. It would be normally anyway, but when,
Right.
it's even more so. So it turns out, so she was, of course, thinking the worst case scenario at all times. 2 years goes by. Turns out the dog, who they had named Kuvo, and named after like a character from The Lion King, I think. That dog ended up getting picked up by a shelter and getting adopted again, given the new name of Ash. And then just like the circumstances happened to be that the family who had him for the past 2 years couldn't keep him anymore. And they surrendered him to that shelter. And she happened to go on there and see her dog that she had lost, those
Stop
2 years. I know, right? Oh my gosh. And
Stop it.
so this is the moment. This is the reunion. You got to see this.
Okay.
Here it comes. Sorry, I got to get back to the other screen.
I'm going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm going to drink.
We locked eyes, and I seen his smile, and he started wagging his tail. So I go on the floor, I get down and get ready, because I know he's going to jump on me.
As they continued to love on each other, she was saying to him, "Yeah, buddy, you're going home. I'm so sorry this happened. Never again am I losing you." This Christmas will be Kuvo's 7th birthday, and for Nieves, she says for her, Christmas came early this year.
Goodness.
Yeah, I read it and I was like, yeah, for sure. And then I was like, this is my story for the week. I hope that you're all crying. No, I'm just kidding. No, isn't that a lovely story? I mean, that dog is meant to be with that family. Like, there is just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She was worried about whether or not the dog would remember her, and she's like, it was instant. The dogs, like she says, they locked eyes, and it was like the dog knew.
That's unbelievable. Oh my goodness. I love animals. I love it. So Kathy is saying, OMG, what a truly heartwarming story. Love the video. As do we. Yeah, okay. I am crying. Yeah, Catherine, I am also crying. So that is not.
You got cold
I got cold chills. Yes, I'll take it.
Oh, look who's here. Brian's here.
Hi, Brian.
No worries. So Brian is a friend of ours. He's been joining us on the show for many of the shows. Healthcare worker. He refers to us as Regis and Kathy Lee. Says, hi, Regis and Kathy Lee. Glad to be able to stop in. Sorry, duty has been calling lately, but glad to be here today. We're so glad that you're here, Brian. Thanks for joining us. How awesome to see you.
Do I get to be Regis? Am I Regis or am I Kathy Lee?
Sure, you can be Regis. I'll be Kathy Lee. I'll be that.
I'm the one drinking the
if
wine.
You could see me now out on that. Remember those cruise ship commercials?
Fun ship cruise. Yes, I do.
Hey, if that's not a segue, I don't know what is.
That was darn good, Kilgore. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
The Cunninghams, who are our guests, have been performing together since they met and a great partnership was born. They've appeared together in national tours and extensively on cruise ships, touring the world as lead vocalists for Oceania, Silversea, Holland America, Celebrity Cruises, and American Queen Steamboat Company, as well as regional theater stages across the country, including when I first met Dustin when we were cast together in Some Enchanted Evening at the Winter Park Playhouse. We are thrilled that they are here with us tonight. Please welcome Dustin and Courtney the Cunninghams.
No, stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me. And afterwards we drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I can see it in your eyes, you still despise the same old lies you heard the night before. And though it's just a lie to you, for me it's true and never seemed so right before. I practice every day to find some clever lines to say to make the meaning come true. But then I think I'll wait until the evening gets late and I'm alone with you. The time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and all the nights so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. The time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and all the nights so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Yeah.
Yay! Oh, I love it. Oh, that's one of my
Thank you
favorite
so much.
songs.
Just
Let's
got to
switch spots.
start off with a little something stupid, you know.
we kind of live by that. We kind of live by
Right?
that.
We always start with a little something stupid. That's basically how we run our lives. So fantastic. I love that you guys are here. Thank you so much for joining us. You are
Thank
two
you
of
for
our
having
favorite
us.
people, both on stage and off. So we're thrilled that you're here.
We appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
I'm still a little emotional because of Kuvo's story. So
I know, right?
Anything about dogs is so exciting to us because we love dogs. We're totally dog people.
Yeah.
Nice. You guys, we have more in common than I think what we have ever realized before. First
we
of all,
found this out not too long ago.
yes. Listen, I just had to grab the closest thing to me.
Is that a Muppet
yes.
lunchbox? Is
It
that
is.
what you're showing us,
This
Sean?
this is an authentic, original, very old Muppets lunchbox from the
Take it
70s.
to school with you? Like, is this something that you
Which one do we have to read?
No. What do I have to read?
I have a Fraggle Rock one and I have a Muppet Babies.
Oh, awesome.
Metal, just like that. That's awesome.
Yes. So for everyone watching, we didn't realize that we had this mutual Muppet love, and so I think we met on camera tonight, and I couldn't help but notice their shelf in the background. Hopefully, you guys watching can see it, but it's full of Muppet memorabilia. And then Courtney, just behind you, we see Dr. Butts and Honeydew sitting on the couch, and
We have a absolutely ridiculous amount of Muppet memorabilia in our house, so that we made our office space our Muppet room. So it's a guest room / office space, but it is nothing but just old antique Muppet memorabilia. A couple of new things, but a lot of just like really cool stuff. I mean, I'm grabbing random things. It's like
mugs.
oh my gosh, that
there's a full set, but I mean, it's just like crazy things. Like, who would think to make a bunch of porcelain mugs shaped like different Muppets? It's amazing.
Yeah. No, that's incredible. That's incredible. I venture to say that we'll be hanging out soon. Between the dogs and the Muppets, we're gonna have a dog and Muppet party.
We found out earlier, Sean invited himself over for Christmas Eve to our house just to see our Muppet Christmas tree. So we were excited about that.
I'll be there. I'll be there with bells on
in advance for you.
Perfect.
Amazing. Well, since we know that we all have shared loves of great music and singing as duos and baritones and sopranos, we love them all. We want to know how you guys, just tell us a little bit about how you guys met and how you knew that you had something both personally and professionally, because it's such a beautiful thing to see. Tell us how this came about.
Sure. So we are both from Kentucky. And I am from Bowling Green, and Dustin's from Louisville. It is Louisville, like all one syllable.
Yeah,
like that.
as much one syllable as you can make it, just Louisville.
But both of us went to college at Murray State University, and we were both music majors there. And so the first time we met, we were both auditioning for the college production of The Pirates of Penzance. And we were talking after the audition. Both of us were waiting around to sing. And Dustin told me this story about how he had heard that Steve Perry from Journey had this horrible accident and that he was never going to be able to sing again. And I was just like floored.
I got to tell you, it's not true. He's just fine. But someone that I knew had told me something about they'd heard Steve Perry was in like a rock climbing accident. And all I knew is that the pretty redhead was fascinated by this story, so I was sticking to it.
You're on it.
So later we found out that it wasn't true, but we both got cast in the production. And then we were also
she played Mabel in Pirates,
of course,
and then I played the title role of a pirate.
Perfect.
I booked it.
But that went on
Congrats,
to many other productions together. And actually, we had the same professor for voice, and so we were in studio class and saw each other coming and going from lessons. And then we got cast together in a big review of Broadway show tunes, and we got to sing All I Ask of You from Phantom of the Opera together. That was the first thing that we sang together officially. Yeah, that wasn't like in a choir, because we were singing together in choir. And then we've gone on to
there
sing.
There weren't a lot of solos in Pirates of Penzance that feature Mabel and Pirate Number 3.
No chances to connect.
It was really lost. Actually, that production, our director was fantastic, but he was one of those directors that really goes that extra mile to really give every single person on stage a big backstory and everything.
Yep.
And so he named all of our pirates in Pirates of Penzance. And I remember my pirate was named Hagar the Lost.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And did you come up with your whole backstory and have a reason
lost
for every of Hagar's
most of the time? I just kind of walked the wrong direction a lot.
Oh my God.
That's hysterical. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
I like that choice.
I love it. One of my first productions was HMS Pinafore, and I played Josephine. So it was the same kind of deal. And we had this British amazing director, and he did the same thing where like everyone had with their costume plot, like they had a backstory with it and a name, and it was all very theatrical. So
I love it.
One more thing.
So funny. I did.
It's very GNS.
Yes.
It is very much
her master's thesis on Gilbert and Sullivan, and so
those two are like a rite of passage. Those are two that I did in college. Also, we did Pinafore, we did Pirates.
I can't believe you did both. Nobody does both. You only do one or the other.
They were I think one might have been like the summer theater. It was like the summer theater presents, and then the other one was like a school production.
I keep wanting to find a company somewhere that has the guts to do Gondoliers, because I've always wanted to do it, and it's such a fantastic show. But nobody does Gondoliers.
We gotta move to the UK,
Yeah. So you guys, you sing All I Ask of You together. At that moment, do you know that you are going to be married and spend your lives together? And
it was right then. We were by Kentucky law, actually, we had to get married.
Well, then, Sean, I think you and I are married in many states right now.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Actually, we didn't know right then, but later that summer, we went on this big choir trip to Italy, and that was kind of our first chance to. I mean, we were friends, but we really spent a lot of time together on this great tour of Italy.
Yeah, and that's how romantic is that. Like you don't come out of that without having a little romance.
I just kept thinking the whole way through Italy. I was like, I really hope we can stay good friends. And so it was just, I don't know. I mean, it didn't go with my plans, and so we ended up getting together, and it's been a great ride ever since. We've been together for over almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So tell us, so you've created these shows for yourselves also. So tell us about your shows, Concertina and Bella Notte.
Yes. So Concertina came about. We did work in the cruise industry for a long time. I know you guys were talking about Kathy Lee and those great commercials that she did, which actually, when you read about the cruise industry, that was a really important commercial because it really, really helped the cruise industry just get everybody anybody, because that commercial was everywhere. But we worked in the cruise industry for several years. And once we got to, I guess it was our third contract at sea, we had the opportunity to create our own show just on our own. We were in the production shows, so we were assigned certain music and choreography to do in a group. But they said, hey, if you would like, this was on Oceania cruises, if you'd like to do your own show, you can. And we thought, oh, we would love to do that.
And it was great. We got extra compensation for doing our own show every week. And it was valuable to the cruise line because they were able to pay us, less than they would have to pay to fly somebody out. And then they don't lose a room for the week as well. Plus, for us, it adds an extra night of programming every week by doing our own show. And, we started off on very, very, very large cruise lines and smaller every single contract almost. We really found a niche in the luxury, small, high-end cruise line where you have to, if you work as an entertainer on a smaller line, you're going to find sometimes that you might have a duty or two more than what you had if you're on one of the big Royal Caribbean ships. But at the same time, you get a much better working relationship with the rest of the crew.
And with the guests.
And with the guests.
You can get to know everybody on a small ship, and you can know them all by name by the end of your cruise.
Wow.
And then you have, guests who come back again and again and cruise with you more than once throughout the year. And we were really lucky to experience that and to make some really amazing friends doing that. But Concertina came about because the shows that we had on Oceania were more pop music and musical theater. And we had this background with legit music with, opera and operetta. And we thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice, for a change of pace to do something like that as part of the programming? So Concertina, people talk about that little accordion, that's called a concertina. But in our case, concertina actually means a little concert.
Gotcha.
It's a small concert.
Love it.
And so there's a lot of great, what we call, classical crossover in the show.
Popra,
or
so to speak.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
think of those great specials on PBS with Josh Groban, Sarah Brightman.
Time to Say Goodbye, The Prayer.
Yeah, exactly. We hit all of those in that show. And so that show's done really well for us. And then earlier this year, we premiered a new show called Bella Notte at Winter Park Playhouse. And it has a similar theme, with classical crossover, but it's almost all new content for us. Yeah. We really took it as an opportunity.
We do an entire Vegas section in this show.
Nice.
And paying tribute to a lot of artists that we love. And mainly the whole reason that section even came across was that we've always thought about doing a Louis Prima and Keely Smith show. The problem is that I can only do this voice for so long.
That's pretty good.
We decided to just do a medley.
Hey, you don't do any Stephen Edie, do you?
No, we don't.
So
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Please,
all right. We're still friends. It's good. I was going to have to revoke Sean's Christmas card there for a minute, but we're good. We're all fine. We're all fine. We're good.
I think Heather and Roy threatened us with having to walk the plank if we did any Stevie.
Good enough. Good enough.
Don't worry. But so Bella Notte's new, and we premiered that in January, and we've since performed that several times. And so both shows are available for bookings. We can even combine them as a really long show. So if somebody wanted that, but each one is, let's see, Concertina.
They both run around 50 minutes to an hour, and that's really depending on how much I talk.
But you get them going, and they'll just keep going. Yep.
Well, and then
what is this, Les Mis?
It gets more Les Miserable as I keep yapping.
Very nice, sir. Very nice.
That was quite good.
For us, it was about taking a lot of stuff that we. When you do a show for a cruise line, a lot of times it's very timed, and that also has to do with dinner seatings as well. So a lot
people
of
don't want to miss their dinner. It's very important on your food that you eat every bit of food that they would.
That's what I hear. I've actually never been on a cruise, but I hear the food is like one of the most important parts.
Sean,
yeah.
I
know. I never have. As much as I love being on the water.
Gains between about 4 to 7 pounds a week. When they're out
on the
terrible.
That's the last thing I need.
American tourists, because I feel like the Europeans would not have the same problem.
They're a little better. They're a little better with that.
I would imagine. So it sounds like this is a new project for you, but do you currently have anything?
Speaking of Les Mis, look at this profile photo. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I will always look for performances of encores from the 2015 Voyage of the Vikings. That's amazing.
Oh, so this is it. Fred. Yes, he was wonderful. He's a great fan, and we appreciate it.
That's awesome. Very nice. Thanks for joining us, Fred. That's very cool to see. And I love that your profile picture is the Les Mis photo.
Yep.
knowing Fred, he could have just changed it at the last second when you mentioned Fred. When you mentioned Fred, he's on it.
Congrats to him for being that technological. We'll take it. We will take it.
We got very lucky because we did a lot of, he mentioned the Voyage of the Vikings. We did a lot of world cruise routes and cruises that were really, 20 to 45 day cruises, some that went as long as, 68 days, some of the cruises that we did. And you talk about the friendships and the people that you meet over the course of time out for 68 days on a cruise line. And if it's a smaller vessel at all, you really get to know everybody's name on board. And, I've always, we worked with a lot of different people over the years, and some performers really love, like after a show, when you get to stand in line and say thank you to everybody that comes through. We have a very unique profession in the fact that we exist in a world where I can't remember the last time I told my CPA, I've seen 1099s filed before, but that was incredible. But as
that's really what matters. You properly finishes your taxes.
Yeah.
There should be some applause, some bravos in there somewhere.
Wouldn't it be nice? If we all walked into work with entrance applause?
Hey, listen, a CPA for an entertainer is something special because it takes somebody with a lot of guts to try to use a deduction of like movie and go, this was research. I went to Pulp Fiction for research.
Right. So is my Netflix subscription, my Amazon, my Hulu, my Spotify, my
my life, it's all right off of
my life is one big deduction.
It sure is. So speaking of all of these tours that you guys have done, and the fact that you've been out on ships for such a long time, do you have favorite places that you visited? Is there anywhere that you look back and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe we got to see this?
Oh my gosh, yes. One of the best cruises ever, and we got to do it several times, Norway. Through the fjords of Norway. It's spectacular. Amazing. The scenery is gorgeous.
You're convinced the entire time that a unicorn is just going to spurt out of the woods in a second.
It's unbelievable. It looks like a fantasy land, and there's all these waterfalls everywhere, and the buildings are so quaint, and people have houses with grass on the roofs, and sometimes
they've seen goats standing on top of a house eating the grass off of someone's roof. And you just go thank God for digital cameras, because back then you'd have to make, I've only got 6 pictures left, and now you can take 45 pictures of every waterfall you see.
But don't show them all to your friends because they don't want to see them. I'm just giving you the heads up. No, you got to pick one. Pick one and show that to your friends.
I don't know. I'd watch a slideshow of that.
Okay, so you guys can do that during your Christmas outing.
Yeah, when I come over for Christmas, we'll watch a couple
waterfalls.
Yes.
Yeah, Miss Piggy does a great rendition of "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls," and we'll play while we do all of that. It's great.
I can only imagine, and you guys can all sing along. I might have to skip this one. I'll come over in January when the things have died down a bit.
You don't want to be a part. You don't want to get caught up in all that.
I think that might not quite be my jam, but I think that I have enough in common with the rest of you that I can make it for January.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
2022 goals for me is to come and make this happen.
Natalie, I have always wanted to have the guts to go into an audition room and perform as an audition piece. There's a song from The Great Muppet Caper that Charles Grodin's character sings because they hired an opera singer to record it.
Miss Piggy's Fantasy.
It's called Miss Piggy's Fantasy, and it's like between Charles Grodin and Kermit singing for the love of Miss Piggy, and it ends on a high B flat, and I just always wanted to go in and just go and sing this ridiculous number about Miss Piggy.
Oh my gosh.
For an audition.
I desperately want to know why you haven't done this. Like, who wouldn't hire you after having that happen in the room?
I don't know. There's places I haven't worked, so somebody didn't want to hire me.
Well, if you haven't done it yet, then you haven't tried everything.
You know what we should do is a Muppet Cabaret.
That's not a bad idea.
It's a great idea.
I feel something in the works here. I feel this brewing.
That would be amazing.
Our good friend Wesley has been wanting to mount a live action version of Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas for years. Yeah. And he's already precast Kelly Evans Hartlieb as Ma Otter. And I'm like,
Done.
Brilliant casting.
Done.
Yeah, I would love to see that. That would be great. That's one of my favorites at the holidays too. Awesome. You guys, this has been so awesome. What's that?
it's going to all be part of the Muppet Cabaret. We're ready to go.
Yeah, it'll all be in there. We have had so much fun having you here. I can't believe the time has gone by so fast. We're already running out of time. But before we let you go, did we want to sing now, or do we want to save this? No, we're going to sing now, right, Natalie?
I think we should sing one more song. I think that the people are calling for it. I think that we need to hear some more Cunninghams. Would you guys sing one more time?
Let's give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. My goodness.
We decided to just do stuff with the guitar today because we didn't know if we sang classically if the computer microphone could take it.
Yeah, no, we'll save that for when we're on the stage for sure. Yes, so today you'll just give us a little Cunningham
microphone.
This is one of our favorite tunes that I wish more people knew, but it's a great tune that was made famous by Harry Belafonte. So this is Jamaica Farewell. Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship, but when I reached Jamaica, I made a stop. Yes, I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Sounds of laughter everywhere, and the dancing girls sway to and fro. I must declare that my heart is there, though I've been from Maine to Mexico. Yes, I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Down at the market you can hear ladies crying out while on their heads they bear ackee rice, and the fish are nice and the rum is fine any time of year. Yes, I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Yes, I'm sad to say I'm on my way. No, I won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. My heart is down, my head is turning around. Had to leave a little girl in Kingston town.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
Very
it.
Nice. That's a great tune.
Oh,
very nice, you guys.
Woman Smarter is my favorite. I'm just gonna say, Woman Smarter is my favorite Harry Belafonte song. Just throwing that out there.
You can't go wrong with Harry Belafonte.
Just love it. Yeah. Oh, very nice. I know that Sean said we're running out of time, but before we let you go, each week we like to take a moment to get to know our guests and our audience a little bit better in a segment that we call Getting to Know You, which is a series of questions randomly picked from a deck of cards called Pod Decks, who are our official first sponsor for the show. So now it is time for Getting to Know You. If you will stick around, the Cunninghams, we hope, powered by Pod Decks.
This edition of Getting to Know You is powered by Pod Decks, the hottest new tool for podcasters, and can make for a fun night at home, too. Simply shuffle up, ask a question, and let the good times roll. Check out poddecks.com and use code GOODVIBES for 10% off your order.
Very nice.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. So we had our friend Brian said, would love to hear you guys do stuff from Panama Opera. So before we get to that, well, actually, we'll tell you at the end. We're going to do the Getting to Know You, and at the end, we'll tell you how you can check out some of Dustin and Courtney's videos and stuff.
That sounds like a great idea. Yeah. So I think it is time for question number one.
Question number one.
Let's do it.
If you had to pick one, would you pick popcorn or candy when you go to see a movie at the movie theater?
Oh,
for me, it's definitely popcorn. I mean, I do have a sweet tooth, but with a movie, popcorn, and we're talking the really yellow kind with a lot of salt and butter all over it. My first job was in a movie theater, and I take
No way.
popcorn very seriously because we made it the right way back in the 90s when I was working at the movie theater, and I don't like this healthy popcorn stuff. It's got to be the yellow stuff.
And you do not tell Courtney that the movie's probably going to start like 15 minutes after the previews. You are there for the previews.
Yes,
First preview.
previews. That's part of the ticket price. That's what I think. I have to be there.
Yes, no, it's part of the experience, right? It's part of, yeah.
Sean, I'm going to go with popcorn as well. Although I will say I have been known.
Because you'd like to stay married. I think that's smart. I think that's great.
Because I'm a classy gal and I like delicious popcorn.
That sounds good
But
too.
also the fact that I have been known to, I had a friend that used to take candy and dump the candy into his popcorn and mix it up. If you haven't done that, I highly recommend. It's like a little surprise, like adventure every bite.
With a nice M&M.
Oh. With
nice
butter all
M&M
over it, I don't
getting a
think so.
little
Okay, we got some
melted,
popcorns. Kathy says
We
popcorn.
got lots of popcorn. Popcorn every time.
Mom says popcorn. More
We
moms
got a
say popcorn.
candy.
Oh,
Candy.
my aunt is a dissenter. She says candy.
$50 tub of popcorn. Yes, all the way.
Yes,
more
I'm totally
popcorn
with you.
and more popcorn. You know what I would do? I do have a sweet tooth too, and especially after eating something salty like that. But what I love is a good Coke Icy. I love a good, the good Coke Icy with the popcorn. Can't beat it.
That is not one of the answers, Sean Kilgore. You're not allowed to go out on your own.
I'm going off.
It's just liquefied candy. He's good to go.
That is true. It is liquefied
exactly.
candy. You did get him out of that one. That was a get out of jail free card there, Dustin. Yeah. I will give you
Thanks.
that. You're welcome, I would say that popcorn, because I will probably sneak my own candy in. Not gonna lie.
Dollar store candy.
That's right. Yeah, you got to get like a good CVS candy, and
it is true.
I can only eat even better, the kids meal that has the little tiny thing of M&Ms and then has the little popcorn to go with it and the little drink. That's really the way to go.
I never have been with another woman who orders off the kids menu, except for my grandmother.
I love a good kids menu. It's like
I know you do. I do.
It's the perfect portions.
There's no judgment in it. I just love it that it was like my grandma and you.
And then me. Well, I mean, right down the line.
Courtney and I are always the first people to like volunteer to be in the kids show at like a regional theater when they're going, we need somebody to be in the kids show, because if it's a dinner theater, that always means that you get to go and have the kids meal stuff that they bring out. And so it's like taco and like chicken nugget day is the best day of the week.
Fantastic. I love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
All right, here we go with question number 2.
Question number 2.
This is an easy one. How do you like your eggs?
Oh.
I'm an over easy fan.
Me too.
I'm scrambled. Yeah, scrambled.
I vacillate between over medium and scrambled with cheese. Like if I can't have it with cheese in the scramble, I'll go straight up over medium. You can't really go wrong with over medium. Over easy can be a little too runny. You have to have toast with over easy, I think. Yeah. Gotta have something to.
I love toast with over medium is my favorite. But I do love. I'm going to say the same thing as you because I like scrambled with cheese also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have to be made right though.
This is good. You don't want to eat eggs if you.
Aunt Nancy allergic. Yeah, so you don't get to answer that one, Nancy. So none. Oh, very scrambled. Is there a way to make them like half scrambled? How do you get very scrambled?
Well, I guess you could scramble runny. You could still scramble runny, right?
Okay.
Not finish it all the way.
You do like French style scrambled eggs when you cook them slow. That's very, very runny. It's almost like scrambled eggs.
Okay.
But
all right. So very scrambled means like over
right?
medium in a scramble. I'll give you that. All right.
Oh, hard boiled. There's one we haven't had, and I do love a hard boiled.
So good, Mom. Yeah. I'll take a hard boiled too. Yeah.
Oh, like when you scramble them with cheese and the cheese gets browned, like that's really good. Like when you let it.
All right.
Yeah. Is that what we're talking? All right.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're good on the eggs, right? Let's move on to the question.
I feel like we all had a very clear answer on that one.
That was that was a very short answer required.
Decisive moment for all of us. Very good.
Okay, so this is all of our questions seem to be about food tonight. So
this is the food kind of night. What can we say?
If you were snacking in the middle of the night, it would probably be .
First off, why are you watching me in the middle of the night? You've absolutely known that I've been snacking for years in the middle of the night.
Well, the thing is, I really actually knew that you were a big Muppet fan, and I knew that you snacked at night. So you figured it out.
I've been watching you.
I'm very odd because I like to eat the worst things for you late at night, which is very, very spicy chips.
Oh,
so I'm a big fan.
Like galore.
Oh, like the new Doritos, like flaming hot things and stuff like that. I'm very, and yes, I pay for it every time.
So it's just acid reflux, just cords just ripping.
Yeah,
it's
really good when you're a vocalist to get as much acid on your cords as possible. Most people don't talk about that. That's a secret in the industry that people don't know.
Industry insider secrets.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Pavarotti used to just have acid flare-ups just right before he would go on, just so he had better tone.
Maria Callas, big fan.
Natalie, take that to the Connected Performer.
I will. I'm gonna start telling people that at the Connected Performer. So what you really need are flaming hot Cheetos at about midnight. That's what you're missing in your routine.
And a shot of apple cider vinegar to chase it down.
Yeah, baby. I love it.
Courtney, what about you?
The spicy chips. I mean, I would like sweets. I mean, cookies, probably. Yeah. Whatever cookies were in the cabinet, be it Oreos or chocolate chip, whatever, that would be my choice.
That's cool. Yeah. Natalie?
Yeah. Mine is weird because I've done this multiple times, like a lot. I eat Dannon coffee yogurt almost exclusively for breakfast every morning. And often in the middle of the night, I will get up and have a half a yogurt. Like, that's what I'm craving. What can I say? That's
early breakfast.
Yeah. It's like breakfast comes at like
coffee flavored yogurt.
Mm-hmm. In my opinion, it's the only good one. They do have other ones. They've got like a Chobani's, some kind of Greek yogurt thing. No, don't bother. Dannon Greek coffee, not Greek, Dannon coffee yogurt. That's the way to go. All day, every day.
So I kind of can't believe I didn't think of this with the egg question, but this is going back just a little bit because I do love a good deviled egg.
I do too. But it's not. It's not my fate. Like, it's if I'm gonna have eggs in the morning. But
I once made myself so sick I ate so many deviled eggs. That's probably not a good story to share. Or something I should be proud of. No,
thanks for keeping that to yourself, Sean.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's when I get into that like shark eyes. I have no sense of judgment as far as what I'm eating.
Deviled eggs
talking to you.
I feel like deviled eggs have had a resurgence. They were like a 1950s kind of food that has come back and gotten very vogue, like with the hipsters. Like they love a good deviled egg.
Look at that. I'm hip.
You're back in vogue, just so you know that. Yeah. For sure.
All right, let's take a look. So we have some other people say double stuffed Oreos.
Yes, that's good. Ooh, a good Oreo. Yep.
Ooh, cold pizza. That's a good one. Yeah.
He's going down the acid reflux route. Okay.
So something sweet, cake or pie or candy or cookies. Okay. Now this is where like father, like son, because for me it would be cereal. So for my dad says cookies or cereal, but yeah, I love
so Sean and I were eating breakfast at 3 a.m. Yeah. Awesome.
Peanuts and honey mustard. Oh, those honey mustard pretzel things are good.
Oh yeah.
My. Okay. Chips. Okay.
Awesome. Well, that was fun. We got to know a little bit more about each other, and it was a good time. Thanks for joining us for that.
Yeah, and the fact that this means that you guys have so much in common that we'll be seeing you together Muppetizing all over the world. I can't wait.
It'll happen.
I can't
watch
wait.
Watch out, cruise ships of the world.
Yes, just call and the Muppet Show is ready to go.
let me tell you, there's zero competition out there for a Muppet themed cabaret.
Yeah. Well, we are on to something. That's all that matters. That's all that matters, folks. Oh my goodness. Dustin and Courtney, you guys are just amazing. And as international vocalists, we want to make sure that we can keep up with you because you're all over the place. So you can do that on their website, which is thecunninghams.com. So you can find them there. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We hope to see you very, very soon.
Thank you so much.
We do too.
Yeah.
And I want to tag one thing on based on something that you were talking about earlier. Again, with the Kuvo story there. If anybody is looking in the market for being a foster or anything like that, we work pretty closely for the last couple of years with Pug Rescue of Florida. And
awesome.
It's a wonderful organization. We just had our 13th foster with them. And it's a wonderful way to give back. And it's just so...
Or if you're looking to adopt, but it's a great organization. And they can be found at pugrescueofflorida.org.
Amazing. Thank you. We will make sure that we throw that in with all of our notes for the show as well. Thank you for sharing that.
And nobody loves to snore along with you while you sing at home like a pug. So just
We also saw there was a question about hearing us sing Phantom of the Opera. So we are actually involved with a Andrew Lloyd Webber review show called Music of the Night, but that's Night with the K because of Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber. And that's going to be playing at Theater Winter Haven December 31st through January 2nd. So we've got performances, and we'll be singing All I Ask of You in that program, along with a lot of great other Andrew Lloyd Webber songs.
Amazing.
Very cool.
And I'm sure that we can all find that on your website as well, right? That information will all be posted there.
It's a show that we've toured along with before, but they've got some booking dates coming up in close to Florida. So we know we've got a lot of Florida fans that are watching.
Excellent. Well, you have some Ohio fans now that are going to be looking for you to yeah. Get up there too.
Yeah. Well, speaking of our fans from all over the world, we appreciate all of you taking the time to join us, whether that's live or watching later in the week or listening to the audio podcast, which is available wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to ring the bell to make sure that you are the first to know when we go live. You can do that right on Facebook. So we will see you next week when our guest will be children's book author Denise Grodzinski with her book, Harley's Story, that is all about her rescue dog, Harley, just like you, Sean, that we talked about a little bit earlier in the show. So now we're going to leave you with New York State of Mind from my performance last night with the incredible Orlando Jazz Orchestra. And we will see you all next week.
Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.
1, 2, 3.
Some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood. Hop a flight to Miami Beach or Hollywood. But I'm taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line. I'm in a New York State of mind. See all the movie stars with their fancy cars and their limousines, and high in the Rockies under the evergreens. But I know what I'm needing. I don't want to waste more time. I'm in a New York It was so easy living day by day. I'm touching with the rhythm and but now I need a little that comes down to reality, and it's fine with me 'cause I'll let it slide. Don't care if it's Chinatown or around Riverside. I don't have any reason. I love them all behind. I'm in a New York State of mind.